But Dave, let's move on to the football world, and we're not talking Deshaun Watson, even though Deshaun Watson.
No, go. I dare you.
Not directly.
I bet you to go through this entire segment without mentioning Deshaun Watson.
I can do that. I can do that easily. I may have to reference him in passing, but not focusing on the
quarterback of the Texans.
Well, I'll do that then. But what we were talking about is not only did the Texans quarterback request a trade today, Dave, and is officially on the market, even though everyone's like, he's got a no trade clause, not going to get traded. Guess what? He's going to get traded because he wants the fuck out of town.
No trade clause only works when they want to dump you to a shit team.
Mm-hmm. Dave, I will say this, though. The news we are talking about is the Texans hired Baltimore Ravens assistant head coach. He was the wide receivers coach and the passing coordinator of the Baltimore Ravens, David Culley. Dave, I know that not many people wanted this job. Yeah, I had a little frog in my throat. We're just going to let it slide by.
No, I didn't even let it slide. I made a big deal out of it.
I know you did. But most people knew that no one wanted this job. Nobody wanted this head coaching job because of the shit show that the Texans are. Dave, to me, I want to apologize to Charger fans. Only because Charger fans, I still hate your head coaching selection. I think Brandon Staley will not be what you all think he will be. But I appreciate the hype for your team. You got to be hyped for your team. Texan fans, somebody bring hype in the comment section because I'm already sitting here, Dave, and by the title of this video on YouTube, Texan fans are not going to like it. I'm already thinking that this guy is going to be a lame duck head coach, where I'm already looking to the next guy who's going to be the head coach of this team, to where, like, yet again, I don't want to hold it against the Texans entirely, because when you have literally nobody to pick from, who do you pick from? That's when you get a guy that has no head coaching experience. I know some may say the same about Eric Bieniemy, but this guy, yes, assistant head coach to the Ravens, but I still don't have confidence in him. You get a guy that everyone is basically like, who? Who is the new head coach of the Texans now? This is the worst hiring of the entire pool of coaches that was out there. And I don't even think he makes it 2 years. Or actually, I don't think he makes it 3 years. He will make it 2 years, get fired, and we will be talking about a new Texan coach after 2 years.
I mean, nothing you said was wrong, Ricky. The frustration is warranted. As someone who's not even a Texan fan, It's hilarious. And I understand everything around the situation. Well, I don't understand. I am aware of a lot of things around the situation that are very interesting about the Texans and their search for their head coach. Have you followed through with the Cal McNair and Easterby stuff about religion, though?
Yeah, a little bit. I've heard, it was on one of the Hammer Dons, Pat McAfee asked Lombardi about it, and that's where I heard about it.
I think today he was going to ask him more of a follow-up. I didn't get to watch today's Hammer Down, but
because apparently it was something where it's like he was the team's chaplain, and then he worked his way up that fucking system to where he was more than the team chaplain. I don't know if you have more on that than I do. The very base knowledge I have on it.
Very religious. For whatever reason, the Texans are now a very religious organization, and I mean, like, that's something. That's something that a lot of people don't really love. I know it's Texas and all, but still don't love it. I was going to
say, it fits Texas, right? Can't have football without God.
Oh, my God. What about your God?
I mean, what, Friday Night Lights? Every game in Friday Night Lights, what did they do before the game, Dave? They said a prayer. Then they said a prayer on the field. So maybe it fits the whole Texas thing, but, like...
Apparently, people are joking that this guy was the first guy to go in there and pray with Cal and Easterby. Like, that's how we got the job. He got on his knees and started praying with them. That must have been the secret. That's why Bieniemy's a heathen. He doesn't respect Jesus. That's why he didn't want the job. I mean, this has got to be the dumbest shit I've seen in a long... Like, Texans fans don't even fucking like it. Like, if you're a team who gets a new head coach, usually there's, like, people who are, like, trying to, like, find some sort of angle. If you, like, squint hard enough, this could be a good hire for us. everybody there's like, the fuck did we just do? Like, you see people taking down their fucking Texan shit. You see people burning jerseys. You see memes like crazy about like Deshaun getting out of town. It's like, everybody should follow Deshaun out of town. Like, it is nuts. I mean, this is an organization where I think everybody just wants them to sell the team. And they just scrap the whole fucking group up there.
I will say, and yet again, this is me trying to, like, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. I'm going to try to defend the hire.
Watch out with your D word there, Ricky. Careful.
Yeah, devil's advocate. But I mean, dude, I'll say it all I want. McNair can come at me all he wants. But I mean, the quote that they have in here from John Harbaugh, and yet again, this could just be Harbaugh talking nice about Culley because they spent time together, but he says, David is just a genuine guy, Ravens head coach John Harbaugh said in a text message to ESPN's Ed Warner. He will be who he is every day. He's been that guy every day of his career. I'm thrilled for him. Great person, genuine, full of energy. Here's the only thing I can think of, Dave. Only thing I can think of is, are they bringing him in to be like, hey, we have a culture problem. I don't care if we win games. He's going to fix the culture because of how much of a genuine guy he is, a good guy he is. Because in my mind, you have a culture problem, right? You know who's the guy they should have hired, Dave? The guy who's like a million miles about northeast of where Houston is. Someone who Dave wants to run through a brick wall for.
Oh,
they should have got fucking Campbell's soup, baby. They should have got the man. Like, that's how you build a culture. That is how you build a culture.
And didn't want to get down there and pray with them.
And that's another thing. Like Kyler Murray MVP says in Twitch chat, it's not that Bieniemy didn't want the job. It's that teams don't want Bieniemy. Oh, we're on that shit. I'm pushing that to the side. I think it's they didn't want the job. Bieniemy's a guy that should have a head coaching job, or we at least should see if he could be a head coach. I'm not going to say he's going to be the best head coach out there. But yet again, I believe people when they would say nobody wanted this job because, Dave, I'll ask you, if you were looking for a head coaching job, out of all the jobs that were there, probably for me, the only two jobs I would have said no to were the Texans and maybe the Eagles.
Yeah, no, that definitely no to the Texans right now. I would take the Eagles job. I mean, you're probably not going to get a lot to say and you're going to get fucked over, but I mean, still the Eagles. Yeah,
I just look at the Eagles job as I'm basically having to save the GM's job, and then if he gets fired next year, I'm fucking gone also. Because a new GM's not going to keep me the fuck around.
Yeah, but I mean, like, literally, the news of him being hired broke Deshaun Watson's privacy, basically, and he was like, fuck it. I'll tell everybody, I want out. I want out now.
Yeah.
Like, that was awesome. Just literally hiring a head coach who he did not like and did not want. That's what got Deshaun, who has been playing nice this whole time. He was doing everything the right way, behind closed doors, being corporate friendly for the Texans. And this was just like, fuck everybody now. You guys really just suck. I love it. I really do love that.
That's interesting. Eric says he would not take the Lions job. Like, I know the Lions job isn't there's sexy job.
No expectations on the Lions.
That's the thing. They
literally haven't been they haven't won a playoff game in like 70 years.
Yeah. And like with Kyler Murray MVP, I do want to say, because he says, well, obviously has some issues on his interviews. Was talking about Bieniemy. If the Lions hired Dan Campbell over him, 2 points. Number one, I'm not saying Eric Bieniemy is a perfect candidate. I also have been under the impression of like, I always quote when I heard Lombardi talk about it, where he said, the thing he talked about is like, he's like, in interviews, they ask you questions where it's like, we're putting you in a situation, what would you do? Maybe they just didn't like those answers. Like that, maybe it's just that. They didn't like the way he answered it. Because like, I've been in interviews too, as teaching interviews. And it's just, sometimes it comes down to, the answer you gave wasn't a bad answer. It just wasn't the answer that such employer was looking for.
I get that.
In their mind.
I've given multiple interviews. I've gone on multiple interviews, and on my side too as well, Ricky. And I think that's very true. It's there's not a lot of wrong answers. There's just varying degrees of how much I agree with or like your answer, like
or just have confidence in that answer.
Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing. You're looking. It's not just the answer; it's the body language. It's how you answer. It's everything that goes into it. You know, if Bieniemy's answer was, "Well, if we're down by X amount of points in a game, and like you have this decision make, well, fuck it, I just let QB go out there and chuck the ball deep because we got Tyreek Hill out there. It's not exactly a hard decision for your team, though.
Yeah. Like, I'm not saying maybe he was a bad...
Mahomes making the throws. Maybe your play calling is going to be a little different.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing. Bad interview, you're not going to get the job. But also, the second point is, I know Dan Campbell's not going to win a lot of games this year, but I don't know if we should throw shade on him that, like, oh, man, they passed on Eric Bieniemy for Dan Campbell. Oh, man, that's such a bad hire. Detroit also wanted to go with a hometown guy. That's why Robert Saleh was their front runner. That's who the people in the top wanted. And then he went to the Jets, and then boom, Dan Campbell got hired.
Also for someone
a Detroit guy.
I mean, Dan Campbell is known as a guy who is all about the X factor. He's not, an X's and O's guy. He's a motivational guy, like you said. He's a fixer of the locker room, getting people on the same page. He's all about that. And I think Bieniemy has proven he is an offensive genius, but I don't know him as a person.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say from the outside why he didn't do well in these interviews or if teams had some reason to not like him. But I think Detroit's need immediately was to fix the issue in the locker room, and they're going in a rebuilding direction since they knew that Stafford was gone before they even hired him. So
yeah. And like I said, this is a bad coach. Like, bad coaching hire, I'll say. He is going... I mean,
is there upside for him? He's a veteran NFL coach. He's been around for a long time. He's been on a successful team with the Ravens for a couple of years. I mean, just because your quarterback doesn't want him, probably doesn't lean well early, but...
The whole reason it made me laugh at that was Deshaun Watson, wants a trade because this isn't the coach he wants. Motherfuckers. His biggest issue was, hey, I'm not being involved in decisions. Everything's being made without me. So we're going to hire a coach that Deshaun Watson doesn't like. That's going to fix the situation. Like, how stupid are you? Like,
I wonder if they didn't even involve him. I assume they didn't involve him.
I'm assuming they didn't, because I'm assuming they haven't the whole time.
3 men in the room, It was Cal, it was Easterby, and it was God.
God. I would say his upside is Mark Jackson. That's his upside. He's going to be the one to come in. He's going to build.
Know we could translate Mark Jackson fucking coaching calls to the NFL, Ricky.
Let me explain it. He's going to be a guy, like, his upside, if he's 100% everything they want, he comes in, builds a culture, fixes the culture, makes the Texans job respectable, then gets fired. Next guy comes in and actually can be like, all right, the dirty work is done. Let's get down to winning. Like, that's what this is. That's the upside for him. Otherwise, it's going to be, wow, that coach didn't work out. The culture is just as bad as it's ever been. What the fuck do we do? I'm already calling lame duck head coach. I'm already looking for the next one.
Wow.
I'm looking for he's going to be fired in 2 years. 2 years he'll be done because maybe they'll win 5 games in 2 years. There'll be a 3-win team and a 2-win team. Hey, maybe they're a 0-16 win team and then a 5-10 team. Which, hey, that'd be a huge upgrade from 0 to 5.
Get that frog out of that throat of yours. Who's the quarterback coming out next year? Is there a superstar
Sam
quarterback?
Howell. He's the number 1 right now. Kid out of UNC.
There they go. That could be the Texans' plan. Go ahead and land Sam Howell.
Yeah.
Who I clearly know nothing about yet.
We're going to have to wait and see, what Culley does, even though I do not have the greatest confidence in him.